to talk to you about sowing your seeds of broad beans, of courgettes, lettuce, radish and spinach. So these are courgette seeds, and courgettes really need to be sown in April and May indoors. Courgette seeds are an oval shape with a slightly pointed end, and I've brought some pumpkin seeds to show you more clearly. The pointed end. So to sow your seeds you need to put the pointed end into a pot of compost and push them in about halfway down. You sow 2 in a pot because you select the strongest plant, because they need to be really vigorous, and just nip the other plant out and put it on the compost heap. So here's one that has germinated, and at that stage or slightly bigger it's ready to be planted into the ground in a polytunnel or outside. So this courgette was sown in about the middle of April, and as you can see it's doing very well in here. One problem courgettes can have is mice love to eat the seeds before they've even germinated, and slugs really love to eat them. So they're very good to plant underneath tall plants like these runner beans and sweet corn and tomatoes, and to put at the edge of vegetable beds. So I'm also going to talk to you about, while I'm here, broad beans. These are the ones in my polytunnel. They were sown in late February or March in pots. I'm going to show you how to do that a little later on in this tutorial. As you can see, the ones in the polytunnel here, they're ready. They're almost ready now, and as we'll see, the ones outside are beginning to bear beans, but they're not quite ready now. Everything loves to grow in a polytunnel, just a bit more vigorously than it does outside. So now we're going to have a little walk around. The various courgettes that I've got planted underneath taller plants. A few have been eaten, but mainly they're quite vigorous and sturdy. And on our way through, I'll just point out, this is Swiss chard, which is like a giant kind of spinach. I really like this vegetable. It's easy to grow, it's big, it's vigorous, and it doesn't bolt too quickly. Whereas this is spinach, and as you can see, that's bolted now. It's beyond eating, really. I shall give that to the chickens. So on we go. So here's another, this is a pumpkin that I've got growing at the edge of a bed underneath the blueberry bush. My broad beans, ideally they need staking because they do tend to blow over in the wind. So I've just used some twigs and some string. Now broad bean seeds they're very big, and one way to sow them, you sow them in February or March. They're best sown indoors. They're one of the first crops that you put outside alongside onion sets. And one way you can grow them is to save your toilet roll tubes, fill them with compost and put them on a seed tray, and put one bean, you can bury these in there, and when you've got a sturdy plant about that big, even if it's snowy and cold outside, you can still put them outside. These plants were grown at the same time as the ones in the polytunnel, and the ones in the poly are about 2 weeks ahead of these. It's a really good way of staggering your crops. So this is one of the pods from down in the polytunnel. Another way that you can sow your broad bean seeds is you can sow them quite tightly packed together in deep pots, and then when you've got your sturdy plants you can separate them off and plant them outside. If you sow them directly in the ground, they do germinate, it does work, but you get quite a lot of losses because slugs really like them when they're young. So now I'm going to show you how to sow your radish seeds. Radishes are really quick and simple. This whole packet contains 1,000 seeds. They are ready to grow, ready to eat from about 4 weeks from sowing. So these are some that I sowed earlier. You get all different colours of radishes. I've got some white ones, red ones, yellow ones. They do tend to bolt, so that one is beginning to bolt. That's no good, but I could stir fry the leaves. So now I'm going to show you radish seeds. Radishes, you can sow them anywhere. So that's a radish seed. They're very small, they're very round. They don't need to be sown very deeply. You just need soil that's weed free. Make a little drill like so. Don't sow too thickly because they'll all bunch together, they won't have room to move, and there's only so many radishes you want to eat at the same time, and then just cover them over just like that. Really simple, and you can use radishes to mark the edge of other crops like this fennel that's much slower to germinate.